All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of the Extravaganza with yours truly, Captain Lou, and the host, as always, the man, the myth, the legend, Mitch Bernstein. Mitch, how are you, my friend?
Well, Lou, I would be better
Uh
if the
oh,
Phillies had lost
he's
hadn't
frozen.
lost these last two games,
Oh,
and that our star closer was basically crapping the you know what bed. Especially against the Mets. They still have a 5 game lead. They win tonight. I feel a lot better. So does the rest of Philadelphia if they lose. So I will have a bold prediction later about the Phillies later when we bring on Phil Stifle, who is the host of um, Trending in the AM out of Philadelphia area, Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. Phil is a really great and knowledgeable host and is a devout 4 for 4 Phillies, Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers. So we'll talk to him about some Phillies, and then we'll get into the Eagles and their last minute moves. And we'll talk to let Phil know that you're a Detroit fan, and we'll see what he thinks about your team. And he said he tweeted out a little while ago he's got some predictions for the Super Bowl. So we'll see what happens. But he's not going. He said he's not going to reveal that for a while, but he
yeah.
hinted that it could be an I-95 Super Bowl, and he's not talking about the Giants. That's for darn sure.
Golly, I'd hope not. With the Giants, I'm tempted to take a flyer on over 5.5 wins, but I, other than that, no.
You can ask him that. He would love that.
Yeah,
He'll ask him that.
yeah,
So
no kidding.
we'll talk about that a little bit. Um, and then, well, do you follow the golf PGA at
I
all?
do, I do.
Okay. How about finally Tommy Fleetwood getting it done?
Yeah, that's one of the nicest guys on tour. Very happy to see it. I think he's good for the game. Obviously now we're gonna have to root against him in a few weeks when they do the Ryder Cup. But yeah, it was a fun tournament to watch. He's been so close,
Yeah.
and he was able to just play through it on Sunday. He looked good, and it's great to see him win. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch that. Um, Expecting a little more from Scotty, but I don't think Scotty's putter was working as well as it had been
Yeah.
the last couple of tournaments. So he had a scratch and claw. Cantley did a nice job coming back. Um, so yeah, it was fun to see him win. $10 million he gets a lot of confidence built up. And let me ask you a question. Speaking of golf, the Ryder Cup. I know. I mean, I know a ton of people make a big deal out of this.
Uh huh.
To me, it's almost like, and this is just my personality. It's almost like to me, it's an exhibition. Does it really make a difference who wins this? I mean, it's bragging rights. It's all it is. To me, that's all it is. You got great golfers in the world, the greatest golfers in the world, whether it's PGA from the United States, any other countries. They, to me, it's not a big deal. I'll watch it to see who plays well and to see who wins. But to me, it's not as big as the hype everybody makes it up to be. Then that's just me.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, if there's a good football game on that weekend, I'll watch that instead. Um,
Yeah.
now, I've kind of married into a golfing family with my stepson, or Connor. He's a golf pro out in Arizona, and um, so and he played. He's a very good golfer, and
Hmm.
so we'll watch it. Um, I I'll watch it. I agree. It's a glorified exhibition. Um, but it's gotten to be pretty intense over the last, I would say, 12 to 12, but last couple of decades, I think.
Yeah.
And let's face it, Mitch, it's like with everything else, TV has really, and social media, I think, has taken it to a new level. And and so now with the USA against Europe dynamic, and it's going to be fun to watch. I'll watch part of it. I won't be as in tune with it I'll watch the last day when it's the singles matches. You know, the
Yeah.
first couple of days with the alternate shot and best ball, I probably won't watch. But the last day, I'm sure I'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, if there's a good football game on Sunday, the Lions will be on more than likely, I think, and so I'll probably be glued to that instead.
Yeah, I just I get it. The pros, and it's been built up, like you said, on social media quite a bit, and it makes a big deal it's a big deal to them.
Right.
I will, I guess in the back of my mind, I kind of, when I turn it on, I always kind of want the Americans to win, but I don't lose sleep over it. Obviously, like if my Phillies lose on a day-to-day basis, I don't really care if they lose. It's not that big a deal to me, but it is for the golfing, for the hardcore golfing community. Obviously, it is for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and
You know?
so it's kind of like their finale, if you will.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Sure. And it's, listen, if I had tickets, would I go? Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Who would want to go see professional golf? And
Right.
it's a special event. The Ryder Cup. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yes. Do I care who wins? Not really.
Yep.
All right. Let's go to real quick the standings in Major League Baseball. So, and again, I look at this every week when we're on, and I look at the streaks, right? Or the last 10. The Yankees are 7-3 in the East, American League East. The Red Sox are 6-4. Toronto's 5-5. They've cooled off a lot, so the Yankees have picked up 2 games on them and 1 game on Boston. They're tied with 4 games out. Your Tigers are not going to lose the division, so we'll skip that. Don't need to talk about that. Astros in Seattle. It's going to be a dogfight in that West. Last 10. Houston and Seattle 4-6. The good old A's are at 7-3, best in the division. Texas is 6-4.
Yeah, they're going for a sweep against Detroit tonight.
And that's crazy. And then the wild card in the American League, it's Seattle. It's the Red Sox, the Yankees, and the Mariners. So the Mariners got something to play for. Absolutely, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. National League, Phillies are up by 5. Here's the last 10. 6-4. Mets have picked up a game, 7-3. Atlanta, nobody cares except for the Phillies fans who want to beat them. Their last 10, 6-4. Milwaukee has cooled off, 5-5. Chicago's picked up a couple games. They're 6.5 behind them. I have to look at their schedule, see if they play again. And Cincinnati will get their wild card in the National League in a minute. And the Dodgers and the Padres, it's going to be a dogfight. They're both 6-4 in the last 10. But again, nobody is. Every week we do this. The highest totals are 7-3 in the last 10. It's very interesting to me. Wild card in the National League. Cubs are up by 5. San Diego is 3. Mets are in there at the 3rd spot. Cincinnati's behind them by 3.5. If Cincinnati can hold their spot, they got 3 with the Mets coming up.
Yeah.
Later in September, mid-September, that could be interesting.
Yeah, and I think the Dodgers will end up winning out in that division. I think the Phillies are going to win their division. That 5-game lead that's going to be tough to overcome in September. And
all based on the schedule right now.
Oh, it is. I get it. And all of a sudden Detroit's got a big series this weekend with Kansas City. Hopefully Detroit can win tonight and maintain the 9.5 game lead or whatever it is. And I think their magic number is 20. Okay. So I'm not worried about it. I've said it before when it was down to 6 games. It's going to take a Herculean effort to make up 9.5 games with less than 5 weeks to go in the regular season. So, well, hey, we've got our guest in the bullpen. He's warming up.
All right.
Let's bring him on. Mr. Philadelphia. Does he have Super Bowl hangover?
You stretch it. You said I was in the bullpen. I'm stretching my arm out here.
He's stretching his left hand. I like his left arm.
I know how to loosen up here a little bit.
Call him for the lefty. If we stick
Phil.
with football, we're calling for Kenny Stabler.
What's happening, guys?
Phil, here's my rant. You can respond as need be because I trust you. Here we go. Romano. Why the hell is he still on the roster? We all know about his 8.25 ERA. This is not somebody who needs to be there. Oh, he's got a middle finger problem. You know who's got middle finger problems? All of us Philly fans throwing it out at him. That's what's going on. It's a BS move. I don't know why they don't get rid of him. That's number one. Weston Wilson is a joke playing in this lineup. Total joke. Okay. The bullpen continues to be inconsistent with Kirkering, and now with our buddy Duran, who we thought was going to be just unbelievable. Phil, you have no excuse for throwing every pitch to the Mets last night in that ninth inning at 100+ miles an hour. I don't care if it was a splitter. As you know, every hitter can match up with 100-mile-an-hour ball. And the Mets did what the Phillies don't do. They just hit singles just to load the bases. Forget it. It's done with no outs. Absolutely insanely stupid on his part. Okay. And then again, terrible at bats. Why are you going up in the late innings against the pitcher you haven't seen yet and swing at the first pitch? I don't get it. Make these guys throw something. Make them hit. Make them throw something that you want to swing at. This chase rate continues to be horrendous. And I don't know what's happening. And by the way, our manager, who 50% of the people, I believe, like, and I'm the 50% who can't stand the guy, sits on his ass when these pitches are being called balls when they're in the strike zone. He makes no effort to back up his players. None whatsoever. I'm done. You can respond.
There's a lot for me to digest and unpack there. Lou, which one of those ideas should I tackle first right there?
You got 10 minutes before we go to the Eagles, so go.
Start with the manager.
Well, I like Mitch. I'm not the biggest Rob Thompson supporter. I'm not the biggest Rob Thompson fan. There was a video that circulated just about like an hour ago with him talking about, last night's game and the struggles against the Mets. And he's like, well, in 2007, 2008, the Yankees, when he was with the Yankees, they struggled. I get it. Rob Thompson's got a nonchalant, passive managerial style. I don't like it, and that's fine. I do want him to have his back. But on the flip side, I do understand the people that say he has the highest winning percentage in Philly's managerial history. So, I mean, he has had success. He has. We love Nick Sirianni for taking the Eagles to the playoffs 4 straight years. Rob Thompson has taken the Phillies to the playoffs because they're going to make it this year 4 straight years. So for as much as we do criticize Rob Thompson, he does get through the players in the long regular season very well. Now, I do think that some of that catches up to him come playoff time, and this may be his last run if he does not get this team to succeed in October. But I do think, even me taking my blinders off, that sometimes we let our fandom get in the way, that Rob Thompson, isn't as bad as we think. But again, just like you, Mitch, I don't like his style at all. I grew up on the Larry Boa, the Jim Fregosi, style of managing. And, that's what we want. That's what Philadelphia fans connect to the best. And at this point, wins in July, wins in May, wins in August don't matter. It's when it matters in October, and that's all that matters. On the Jordan Romano front, I have no idea why he's still on the team. It really has to come down to the money, that they just don't want to cut ties with a guy that they're paying. Trust me, I will say this. He could stay on this roster till the last game of the year. I guarantee you, Mitch, he will not pitch one batter come October. He will not do that. At all.
Not. And a lot of this is on Dombrowski. A lot of this is on. We've seen people get more than past years, especially the bullpen arms, get released. Okay, at least they admitted those mistakes, right? Mm-hmm. The fact of the matter that they didn't fix, again, this is going to hurt them in the playoffs. They didn't fix the outfield. Castellanos stinks. He is a terrible hitter. I don't care. You can look at his stats. How many times has he come through in the clutch? Not many at all during the entire season. He'll hit a home run. He's hit 22. That's great, or whatever it is. He is a terrible clutch hitter. His swing is launch angled to the nth degree, and he doesn't have clutch genes, and I have seen it all season, and I'm tired of seeing this guy swing and miss, just like JT.
You are seeing less and less of him. You've now seen Nick Castellanos get sat. He got sat, was it last night or the first game of the Mets series? Rob Thompson is realizing what we see. Now, on the flip side, I do think, Nick Castellanos is in a really bad slump right now. I know people keep telling me, well, his WAR and all the analytic stats aren't good on the guy. I go old school, average hits, home runs, RBIs.
Well, that's what I am too.
And coming into maybe late June, he was still one of your most productive hitters on this team. And he does have a very long track record of productivity. We've given plenty of these other guys plenty of time to get out of their funks, so to speak. You kind of got to roll. If you want to talk in the offseason about moving on from Nick Castellanos, absolutely. But you will be better off in October if you fix Nick Castellanos now and get him hot by October. The offense will be deeper. The offense will be better. I know they're platooning outfielders right now. They've got all three positions being platooned at this point. Mm-hmm. But come playoff time, you're going to see a pretty set outfield of Brandon Marsh, Harrison Bader, and Nick Castellanos as long as he fixes his slump. No one's complaining about Harrison Bader. Harrison Bader has struggled since he came to Philadelphia as well, but everybody loves him. So the Phillies fans are always very, very keen on picking and choosing who they hold to a certain level of accountability and letting other players slide. No one's letting Nick Castellanos slide, but everyone's letting Bader slide. So, it is what it is with Nick Castellanos. I know he's been in a very long slump right now, but at this point, you kind of just got to ride him through this year and hope he figures it out. And if not, we talk about the offseason, moving them, trading them, whatever it may be.
Right, exactly. So what are your thoughts about them and their inability to win in this ballpark?
Man,
it's all in their head.
It's like quicksand, okay? Sports is very mental. All sports are mental. There's a lot of, lot of things that go into it, and they are definitely sinking. They're trying very hard. They're pressing. They're pushing harder than they should, and they're not letting it come loose. But that comes back to the manager.
Absolutely,
saying that it'll all be fine. Don't worry about it. They literally, I cannot remember. I'm 44 years old. I'll be 45 soon. So my first Phillies game was in 1986. I cannot remember a stretch of a good team in Philadelphia in any sports, a good team that struggled in one away stadium, quite like the Phillies are. What are they at? 9 straight losses in Citi Field. I think they're 6-28 in their last 34 at Citi Field, something like that. It's not pretty right now. And you see earlier this week, you see the thing with the batter's eye last night with the umpire squeezing them beyond belief. There's so many random things going wrong
in their head.
It's so much mental. And if they just had a manager that got them to relax a little bit, take some pressure off of them, maybe they'd get out of this funk. And trust me, I have no confidence, Mitch. If the Phillies lose the division and make it as a wild card team, and we have to go to Citi Field for 4 games in a playoff series in October, we are not coming out of that because I don't have faith in the manager getting them out of this funk.
Exactly. I'm with you. It's mental, and they're professionals, and they should be able to figure this out. They're men. They should be able to figure out. Forget the men. They're adults. They should be able to figure this out on their own. They've been in these situations before, but for some reason, and again, someone's got to say something to them to say, like you said, fellas, what are you doing? Relax. It's just a game, right? You know how to hit. You know how to throw. Let's see it. Mm-hmm. I wish I knew. Pardon me, when I get Clint Hurdle on it after the season's over, I'm asking him all these questions because he's a hitting coach right now, and I would love for him to be the manager of the Philadelphia Phillies next year. Oh. So we'll see. I'm glad you agree. It's something in their heads. It's got to be, we're human, right? But I
love using the analogy in these situations of quicksand. You start sinking, you start fighting instead of finding a simple way out, and then you kind of just, you keep struggling. And the more you struggle, the faster you sink. I've been in quicksand before. I know. I went waist deep in quicksand, and yes, I see an employee like looking at me. Yes, I almost died in quicksand once when I was younger. So I know the analogy is actually very accurate. So I love that analogy with sports right there.
All right, that is pretty good. That is pretty good. All right, so here's my bold prediction. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
If they lose this game tonight, it's on now.
Yep, start about 10 minutes.
Hold on a minute. Top of the second, no score.
Okay.
If they lose this game tonight, my bold prediction, they do not win the division. Even though I have them, and I did a little homework on August the 13th with when Lou and I were on. If the Phillies went 22 and 21, from that point on, the Mets would have to go 26 and 17. At this stage of the game, let me give you my records for these teams, and then we'll get into the Eagles. At this point, the Phillies are 7 and 6. The Mets are 8 and 5. Okay, the Mets have an easier schedule down the stretch.
Look,
that's my bold prediction.
They're struggling in New York, I know, but we still have easy games ahead of us. The Mets are still a team that has collapsed many a times. What do they say? Mets are going to Met. I don't have faith. We have 4 against the Mets next week, I believe. So I'm not worried about them. Will they win the division if they lose this game? Maybe, maybe not. But I am not hitting the panic button in the regular season portion of this based off of tonight's game. It does bring concerns come October, but Phillies are still going to win 92, 95 games, and I don't think the Mets can completely catch them. That's why you build up a 7-game division lead, so that you can lose 3 in a row and still have a 4-game lead.
Okay. I mean, I hope you're right, but
I hope I'm right on that too.
I mean, God forbid,
I know you are. They're going to get to 92, so I can get my bet.
All right, let's hit the birds here.
Yes.
What do you think of the cuts? Are they good to go? Give me some information on these running backs, Shipley, and who's the other guy?
A.J. Dillon.
Yeah,
and we picked up a guy, Esteen, from the Broncos. Say, look, the Eagles roster is fantastic. The Eagles have a very deep roster. I am a little question some of the moves, but as always, in Howie we trust. Howie Roseman, Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts have all earned the benefit of the doubt, not just by winning the Super Bowl last year, but the course of the last 4 years. They have built up enough trust and success that we should not question one thing that they do. At today's Eagles practice, A.J. Brown, Landon Dickerson, pretty much everybody but rookie safety Drew Makuba returned from injuries and practiced. Okay. Everybody was out there practicing today, as we're now like just over a week away from the start of the season. So we're getting healthy. We're getting everybody together. Their cautious approach, I'm not worried about it. The team's deep. Now, is there some question marks in the depth on the fringes of this team? Are we as deep as we were last year to handle some injuries? No. But I feel like Howie has already made some of those pivots and adjustments, bringing back Fred Johnson and cutting ties with some of the other offensive line projects that they had. I have no concerns about this team, big picture. I have no concerns about this team getting back to the playoffs. I honestly have no concerns with this team getting back to the Super Bowl, barring a massive injury to someone. So, all these roster moves, Howie manipulating the roster, cutting the long snapper, putting him on the practice squad, re-signing the long snapper, doing all these things, that's just Howie. And you can't even trust what the roster looks like today, because tomorrow it's going to change 3 more times. And by next Thursday, it's going to change 7 more times as Howie continues to manipulate the process that the NFL puts out there. And that's what makes Howie Roseman so special, not just his cap management, but his understanding of the rules and how to not skirt the rules, because that makes him sound like he's cheating, but he knows the ins and outs to a T, how it affects the salary cap and how it affects the roster. Something like today, they cut their fourth safety, Tristan McCullum, which leaves them with only 3 safeties, one who's hurt right now and didn't practice today, Drew Makuba. Now, cutting somebody today versus yesterday might kind of skate him under the radar. Might make teams not even realize that he's going through the waiver wire. might make them, well, we've already made 5 moves. We don't want to make another move on our roster. So Howie knows how to play all the different angles. And that's why whatever he does roster-wise right now, I'm good with it. I have 110% faith in what Howie Roseman's done and is doing this week.
And I think 99.2% of the people in Philadelphia would agree with you. Little piece of a little question. What about would you bring back Britton Covey? He was released, right?
Yeah, Britton Covey was released by the Rams. Their practice squad roster right now is only got 1 opening, and I feel like they're trying to save that for either Tristan McCullum or 2024 rookie Trevor Keegan, who they also waived today. I don't know. I know you're saying Britton Covey because of his time here last year, but also because we don't have a surefire punt returner at this point. Would I care if they brought him back? No, but I don't think it's going to make the difference between Johanna Dotson, between John Mechie, who they traded for, Darius Cooper. They've got plenty of options to throw back there, punt returner. And every Eagles fan will say they don't want to see Cooper DeJean returning punts because he's a stud. He's one of your most important defensive players, and I agree with that. He should be returning punts. Vic Fangio doesn't want. But let's be honest, he was actually one of the best punt returners in football last year. So on one side, you don't want to risk one of your best defensive players. But on the other side, he's very good at it. And if that's what they want to do for a week or two, again, have faith in the system that this Eagles team has put out there. I know I do.
So Lou and I last week or 2 weeks ago went through the roster, went through the game schedule. Right. I had him at 12-5, which Lou and I went through it, and we disagreed on basically on which games they were going to win and lose those 5, but we both came out with pretty much 12-5, close to what you're thinking would happen.
I don't ever give my Eagles prediction till the Monday before the first game. So I'm still working on it. But I've gone through the schedule, and when I look at the schedule, I don't just look at the game. I look at the opponent, who the opponent played the week before, who's the opponent's next game, is there a trap game? I try to look at all the travel involved and all that kind of stuff. And I am still sitting right between 11 and 12 wins. I think the Eagles have an extremely difficult schedule.
They do.
No back-to-back home games.
I know. That's crazy.
Multiple back-to-back road games. Now, last year, the Eagles' schedule, while the games were tough, you got to remember the Eagles didn't have to get on a plane at all after Thanksgiving last year. They had all home games and road games that were within bus or train driving. This year, they're all over the place. And their end of their schedule, at Washington, at Buffalo, home Washington, that's a juggernaut to close the schedule. I also think the start of the schedule is extremely difficult on the way it plays out. But I still think 11-12 wins because this team is so talented, so well coached, and so well built. 11-12 wins is absolutely possible. And a sneak preview, I do have the Eagles back in the Super Bowl this year. There's going to be an I-95 Super Bowl battle. I think you can guess who I think is going to be that opponent. But that is my sneak preview of my predictions officially for next week right there.
You heard it here first, folks.
Oh. You think Miami's going to Super Bowl? If someone plays 10 games, they'll be lucky. I predict every team's record. I do have the Miami Dolphins in the playoffs this year. Not winning their division, but I do have them in the playoffs. I got them. Wow. I have my notes in front of me. I'm going Mr. No Notes style tonight. I got Miami, I think, like 10-6 or 10-7 or something.
I can't put any pizza pies on that one, Phil. I'm sorry.
What about the Giants, Phil? Tell Lou, tell Phil what you got, what you want to do.
Well, I'm taking a bite on the over 5.5 wins. I think they can get to 6.
Yeah, it depends on how long of a leash, because obviously Brian Daboll's kind of on a short leash right now as a head coach. Same thing with Joe Show and their GM. How long do they ride out the Russell Wilson train? Do they go to Jameis Winston, or when do they turn the reins over to the rookie? And that is what I don't know, and that's what I don't understand. That's why I can't predict the Giants. I do like you. I do like the over because I think Russ. What did they win last year? Like 4 games last year. Yeah. I think Russell Wilson is good enough to get them at least 1 or 2 wins earlier in the season, more than last year. They still have a great defense, getting Abdul Carter in the draft. He's going to be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year in a couple of years from now, without a doubt.
All right, cool. All right, you got to get back to your work.
If you're cutting me off here, I do want to, if I can have 1 second here.
Go.
Mitch, I know you've got your raffle tickets already, guys. I am running a raffle on my YouTube channel, the STT Sports Network, raising money for the Philadelphia Eagles Autism Foundation, great charity that Jeffrey Lurie and the Eagles have been, raising money for a very long time. I've got 3 autographed items I'm going to be raffling off next Thursday before the Eagles game. I've got a football autographed by Cooper DeJean and Darius Slay. I've got a framed photo of A.J. Brown signed by A.J. Brown, and I got a framed poster of Brandon Graham strip sacking Tom Brady signed by Brandon Graham. My goal is to raise $1,000, $5 raffle tickets on my YouTube channel, the STT Sports Network. There's a video on how you purchase the raffle tickets, $5 a piece. I know Mitch has got a couple raffles in it already. So I'm trying. My goal is $1,000. I'm right around $600. So if any Eagles fans are watching, Mitch can share it out with you wherever it is. But my Venmo, we're taking Venmo at Phil Stifle, which is my name on the screen here. That's how you purchase raffle tickets. You got to be in it to win it. And yeah, I'm hoping to rally here and get to that $1,000 mark by the end of the week.
And I've got 3 Garnet Valley football players coming on, and we'll let them know about that too.
Yep. Well, thank you very much, guys.
Phil, thanks.
Right,
It's
Phil,
great as
thank
always.
you.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Bowls up.
All right. That was great. I'm glad he liked my rant because, I feel better.
Yeah.
I feel better. I do.
Oh,
Until
that's
I
good.
there's bottom of the second, 2 outs. Taiwan Walker is pitching tonight, and he's been really good this season. Terrible last season. He got in the rotation, and he's been more than what we expected. So, kudos to him. So thank goodness for that. So that's the story. What are you doing? Your Tigers play in Oakland. Okay.
Yeah, I won't be staying up to watch that.
No, I didn't think you would be. That's way after your bedtime, buddy.
Yeah, I've got to get rested up. My first football broadcast is tomorrow night.
It's tomorrow night.
First game is Thursday every year, because it's before Labor Day, right?
Yes.
And plus the Spartans play Friday night, so they try to get everybody on Thursday night. It's
okay.
Yeah, it's here.
It is absolutely.
Yeah,
yes,
we've got a good team. 27 seniors.
Wow.
And I think 20 of them are going to start.
Wow.
On both sides of the ball, and so 20 or 21. This is a good class they've got. They've got 3 seniors that are going to be playing. One's playing for Michigan State, and a couple of them are going to play for Saginaw Valley. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. But it's like we were talking. I did a coach's show with their head coach last night, and it's like. I told him, he said, the team that we're playing, it's their second year. Nobody wants, they're coming in. Nobody wants to lose. And I said, my old football coach used to tell us, everybody starts the year undefeated and everybody wants to stay undefeated. So, so there you go. We've got speaking of high school football, we got a couple of your players are warming up in the bullpen, if you will.
They're on the sidelines getting to play.
Bullpen. What's that?
They're on the sidelines waiting to come in.
Yeah, they're waiting for the call. So let's bring them in. Let's bring Paxton Hunt in. And
hey,
there you go.
Paxton and Joey, how the heck are you, fellas?
We're good. We're good.
Doing well.
Glad you're with me. We appreciate you being here. How was practice this week so far?
It was solid. We had a very solid week of practice, very focused, very intense, getting ready for Friday.
All right, very good. So let's talk a little bit about me. My daughters are 33. They graduated in 2010 from GV. We were lucky enough to see the team play in the state playoffs in Hershey. We will never forget that. I get the chills just saying that because it was just so much fun to watch these teams through the years. I mean, we haven't stopped. My kids, like I said, they're 33. They're gone and away, and my wife and I would still go to the games. Now we're here in North Carolina, but I watched last week, and I'm going to watch every week to see how you guys are doing. So I'm really vested in the community and into what you guys are doing. So I want you to know that I'm not just here just to say, I don't have any interest. No, I do. We lived in Garnet Valley for 26 years, and loved the school, and loved Coach Ricky, and then now with Coach Van Wyck. It's just loving football, loving to see how you guys put out on your efforts. So Lou just mentioned he does play-by-play for his local football team. They got 26 seniors on the team playing.
Yeah, we've got 27 seniors. It's amazing. It's crazy what winning will do, and the support there is amazing.
And Lou, these guys, the Paxton and Joey, I'm assuming you guys went through BYC, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So Lou, that is the local football club.
Okay.
From whence these guys come, and pretty much, would you think, guys, every player on the varsity comes through BYC, right?
Yeah, just
Absolutely.
about. They do a really good job, kind of as a feeder program to bring up the youth into the high school.
Yeah, it's amazing what they've done.
When did you guys start playing football? How old were you?
I mean, I remember I started literally as soon as I could. I think I was maybe 6 years old.
That's awesome.
Yeah, started flag, and then as soon as tackle
Nice.
started, I was with that. I got my 5-year jersey. Still got it hanging up in my room. That was a nice little accomplishment. But I mean, yeah, I just remember. I mean, the games are almost like the high school games. There are so many people at.
It's great.
Like a 10-year-old 80-pound game. It's awesome there.
I played flag for longer than I wanted to. My mom was always a bit scared. I started tackle in 3rd grade, so I also got my 5th-year jersey, and in middle school, they make it a big accomplishment, like a big reward at the end. Coach Panarello, who's on the high school staff as well, he's always there. He does a really good job with that.
That's great.
Yeah, so these guys, I mean, they pretty much play with one another throughout the entire BYC and freshman football and whatever, if they get to JV or they skip JV and go to varsity. So there's a lot of work that they do together, which is pretty cool. And Lou, the other thing that Garnet Valley is known for is these guys giving back to the community. I see lots of times when these guys go to BYC and work with the younger kids, and a lot of community service, including during the summer practices, summer workouts. So it's a very well established, and the kids know their role in the community as well as on the football field. So it's really, really kudos to everybody who's affiliated with football. So Joey's a running back linebacker. Paxton is a running back linebacker. Brandon, I'm hoping comes on.
Brandon, I was looking at the group chat before I hopped on. I think he got in a car accident actually.
Oh no.
Yeah, from what the group chat looked like. So I don't know. I think he's a little occupied, so he hasn't been on his phone. So we'll see if he gets on.
Prayers and thoughts to him.
Yes,
hopefully it's just
sure.
a fender bender. So hopefully it's nothing too serious. So guys, let's talk about. I know you don't want to talk about it, but hey, it happened. The game on Friday. So Lou, Coatesville, perennial powerhouse. So was Garnet Valley, not in the same conference. Final score was 35-10 on Friday. Will you go? Anything surprise you guys about what happened on the field?
I thought they were. Obviously, they got great athletes up there. That's you can't really argue that. It was a little bit of a shock. I didn't know how physical and how quick they were going to be. So the first couple of drives took some getting used to. You got to make some adjustments. I thought as the game went on, we started to figure it out though. But I think it took us much longer than we wanted to.
Okay, Paxton, how about you?
I mean, what we kind of looked at is compared to last year. Like, it's a whole new group out there for us.
Right.
So it's a lot. Just like I think of the year before us, we had those seniors that played together for like 6 straight years. Like they were communicating with just signals, not words. Like they just knew how to work together.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think having a whole new group out there, like we were definitely figuring it out. And that's a tough team, but there were definitely a lot of positives of that game that we're going to keep hitting on.
Okay, and that's what I want to go to next. I mean, yeah, we don't want to dwell on the negatives. And that's about my notes. Friday's game positives. Let's go.
I mean, positives. Like if you look at it, I feel that we were in the red zone like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And we were knocking on the doorstep there. So we punch a few of those in, especially in the early moments of the game. That definitely can change the whole trajectory of the game.
Yep.
Like I think we battled. I mean, that first drive was 20 plays. It ended with a field goal because we had a mental error on the goal line. But a 20-play drive, that is a very good sign that we're able to put something together like that.
Yeah, against that team. Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
I mean, I think the guys were saying it took up 9. Was it 9 minutes? It took up of the first
9 minutes.
Yep. That was nuts. It was great to watch. And then you had the movement on the goal line, and you got the field goal, which was fine. But Joey, what about did you guys play on the defensive side this week too?
Yep, I think on the defensive side of the ball, some positives were they weren't really able to drive on us. Like if they weren't able to get a big chunk play, they couldn't put multiple plays together. I think our D-line did a really solid job of stopping the run game. There's definitely some passes that we wanted to shut down and couldn't always get there. And so that's tough. And I think another positive is that you go play a big 6A team like that. It helps you later down the road in postseason. You play a smaller team like a 2A school, it doesn't help you as much. So we want to play the best. We're not scared of a challenge. We're not going to get like a tune-up game on week 1. We want to go play the best.
You might go play. Brandon, welcome, buddy. How are you? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I just got in a car accident. This is the most insane thing that's ever happened in my whole life, but I'm all good.
Those are I've had one, maybe a couple of fender benders, but no matter what happens, it's scary. I mean, it's just, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So was it a fender bender? Hopefully that's it.
She destroyed my car.
Oh my gosh.
Not great.
But knock on wood, you're good. You're here. You feel okay?
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm good.
Good. Very good. So we're talking about the game on Friday, which
Yep.
I know it's tough to talk about, but it's over. It's done with. You go back on you're the O-line, D-line guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you come up against? Were there any surprises for you on the offense or on the defensive side of the ball?
Honestly, I feel like we kind of got what we were going into the game for. I mean, these are big guys. There's a lot of high recruiting, high level guys that are playing on that team, and I mean, we want to play the best. You want to play the best guys. So we came out expecting a big strong team, and that's exactly what we got. I wasn't surprised by any speed. I wasn't surprised by any strength. I feel like I could go against them, and I had the ability to fend for myself. So. I don't think anything jumped out at me. Didn't think anything surprised me too much. But it was definitely a physical game. The pace from practice to then was definitely a lot different, maybe. But I don't think anything jumps out at me. Definitely their size is a lot bigger than all of our guys.
Okay.
But nothing too much.
And you guys know, again, going into this game, you know that they were pretty quick. They were fast.
Right.
And it is different, obviously, going from practice to getting on that field.
Exactly.
So that's something you did learn, right? So does that do anything for you coming up against Haverford on Friday?
Yeah. I mean, we playing them in the past. Last year, we know their identity. They're quick off the ball. They're a physical team. This is probably going to be one of the toughest games we play all year. So I feel like going from the big D line, the sometimes faster D line that we played last week, I feel like that kind of gives us a little bit of an edge up. We just played one of the best teams in the state. So I feel like going from there to here, I feel like we kind of have a leg up on a lot of other teams. We kind of just had a team that would give them a W in the first week. That was their outlook on it. But I'm pretty sure I heard Joey say we want to play the best guys. We want to go out. We want to put on a show. We don't want to have anything easy. We don't want it to be a cakewalk. This is kind of how it is at Garnet Valley. But yeah, that's kind of it. I didn't.
So I would think, guys, that that's one of the biggest things you learned, right? Practice is one thing, but you may have to just, kind of put it into another gear when you get on that field on Friday against Haverford.
Right.
Right. All right. So let me talk about the actual the game plan on Friday. Your quarterback is it Turner? Is it
Turner?
Yep. Is it going to be more of a run? Are we going to see any more passes than we did on Friday? What's happening with the offense coming up?
We have an identity at Garnet. We want people to know exactly what we're doing. But I mean, obviously, we scheme for teams for a reason. But going into the game, we trust in Coach Burbo 100%. And I'm sure he has a plan. We obviously run our stuff at practice, but I mean, every game a play could look great on paper, but you can get to the game and it could be the worst play ever. And then a play that you don't even run just so happens to hit a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
So, going to every game with our plans, but, game never goes exactly the way you want it.
Correct. One thing I forgot to ask, and I think it just went by my head. What happens when you get older? The thing just fly out. Hold on. It's coming. It's coming. It's gone. Big game, home game. Crowd's going to be hopefully school started Monday.
Yep.
So hopefully we get a big crowd. Brandon, what are you laughing at me? You laugh at me, Brandon. That's fine. You can laugh at me. I don't care. I'm going to be 70 years old in December, and people laugh at me all the time. So you got a home game on your first home game.
Yep.
I know what I was. I remember what I was going to say.
Go.
Here we go. Let's go back. I forgot to ask this. So, what was the talk about at halftime on Friday? What was said?
Oh yeah, pass game.
Go
Sorry,
for it.
Joey.
We want to be a little more physical. We thought we were getting pushed around a lot more than we wanted to. Another big thing was finish drives. We could get drives going, but we had a lot of mistakes towards the end of drives that kind of killed our ability to score. On the defensive side of the ball, we really wanted to stop the big play. That was a big goal. They're kind of known for that. They're a spread offense. They're always looking for a big touchdown, big momentum shift. That was part of the problem. Is I thought we had a lot of momentum going in that first quarter. We were driving. They had a couple penalties that put us in a good spot, and then it's just a couple mistakes that kind of swung it in their direction. So it's tough, but we just wanted to stick together no matter what, and just kind of remember what Garnet Valley is about.
And that's what the philosophy is, right? Hey, guys, we'll forget it. It's done. Let's just move on. But I have to mention, wow, that call that the referee made when the punter punted the ball, you guys had to been going nuts. I think that really he's a runner, and he got called. Ortega on the other side. I mean, listen, you can't blame him. Punter gets the ball, he starts to run with it, and then kicks it. He's a runner. There really shouldn't have been any roughing the kicker penalty. But I was like, what are they? And the guys, the announcers were like, yeah, that really shouldn't have been a penalty. But, hey, we'll take it. No problem. And you guys kept going and going and going, penalty after penalty. All right, coach, keep talking. Keep blowing your mouth up. No problem. We'll take that yardage. So can you tell me a little bit about Haverford? What are you looking for against them? Have you seen tape on them yet? Filming them?
Yeah, we've seen some stuff from them, and it's kind of exactly what we expect. I mean, they're kind of like a mirror image of us. They run the ball. That's kind of what they do. They have a big guy in the backfield.
Okay.
They got 23, as Coach Troop likes to call him. He runs hard, but we have guys too. That's just kind of how it's going to be. He's a downhill runner. We got downhill runners. We're the same team essentially. We've seen how they play. They're a good team. and we're going to have to come out and we're going to have to play well if we want to beat them.
Right. Paxton, your thoughts?
Yeah, big thing that since last week. Well, first of all, that punter, he made a heck of a play. You gotta give the kid props for that play.
He did.
But regardless, what we really focused on this week is we obviously, the coaches have their schemes. The coaches they work on us, but a big focus as a team this week. Obviously, Haverford's got guys, but we've just been focusing on ourselves. I feel like going into the Coastal game, you see all those big names that they have, like, oh, this guy got offered here, this guy got offered from here. And I think we got really wrapped up in, the media. And this week, we've just been really big on at practice. It's about us. That's what this whole season is about. We obviously watch our film. We obviously have a game plan, but it's all about what are we going to do on Friday night? Not, oh, what are they going to do that we need to try and stop it? They obviously have that, but it's about we're going to do this, and this is our plan to stop them.
And Joey, it is. I mean, I was just talking to Lou and my other guest before that it's such every sport is a mental game, right? There's always something going on, whether it's baseball and you're trying to hit the ball, football, same thing. But you can't. Here's the thing, like Paxton just said, focus on yourself. You know what your jobs are. You know what you need to do. You know what your keys are, right? Both on the offense and the defense, and that's the only thing you can control. So that's, I think, what any professional in the field, and it all starts, I believe at the high school level, because that's where you guys are getting to be. Your brains are getting psychologically developed to understand to focus. As an athlete, it's focus on what's ahead of you, and it is like you guys know, one play at a time. Okay, we make a mistake, we come back, we do it again, and that's always been the focus, obviously, of Garnet Valley. But forget about them, worry about you. Focus on what you have to do, which is what you guys will probably learn, like you said, Paxton, from this past week, and now you know better, which is a great thing, right? That really helps you determine how you're going to approach the game. Do they? So it's mostly running, Brandon, on Haverford.
Yeah, for sure. They're a ground and pound offense. I mean, that's what we're trying to get back to. Last year, there was a lot of buzz about it. We were passing the ball a lot.
Yeah.
With Luke O'D and Caden Kohler, their connection. But now we have Coach Berber coming into a bigger role, and we're just trying to pound the ball down everybody's throat. This is kind of what our identity is going to be this year. We're gonna run the ball first, and we're gonna keep running until you show us that, oh yeah, we got to change up the play. And the next play, it's going to be a run play. It's going to be on the other side.
Right.
It's kind of how it's going to be all season. We just want to be a physical football team, and that's how we want to be remembered too in Garnet Valley.
And Brandon, you're a bigger guy. You're on the offensive defensive line. How much fun do you like a run play, or do you like your pass plays better? If you were,
yeah, I mean, we got this. We got some plays, and I like to block in space. So when I get to work to that second level, even into the secondary, anything that I can just have a free hit on somebody, just blow some dude up, I'll definitely do it. But I mean, when we're running our bread and butter, if we're say we're running a dive or something, I just like getting into guys. I love the physicality of football. I love getting after. We're not in the weight room for no reason, so you got to show that off somehow.
Right, exactly. Paxton, how about you?
Man, I mean, come on, at running back, you gotta love to run the ball. Just since being a little guy, I've been a little meathead. I gotta love like a nice little dive right at the other backer.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like our mentality. Like every play, just whistle to whistle, punish. That's the mentality. I mean, our coaches, they emphasize it. We've got that lunch pail mentality. It's just relentless, physical, nasty football, whistle to whistle.
Keep the feet moving.
Yes, sir.
Till the whistle blows, like you said, right?
Yep.
Joey, how about you?
I recently got moved to the O-line just because it was just a team thing. That's where I was needed the most. And I also like the running the ball. I think pass pro is a little too cute, just kind of like touching with the guy. I like to get downhill,
Oh,
work to a backer. So yeah, run play is definitely more fun.
Awesome. Very good to hear. All right, guys, listen. Um, thank you for coming on, first of all. Really appreciate it. Lou, do you have any questions for our
No,
players?
not at all. You're
Okay.
good.
All right, good. Um, you guys are intelligent. You're very, very good communicators. I can tell. Continue to work hard, and wish you the best of luck. I don't. Maybe we'll get John later in the season. We're gonna try and get some other guys come on, right? To give them some shots to come on if we can, and talk about these games because I love watching you guys play. So best of luck this week against Haverford. I don't know what I'm doing Friday. My granddaughter's here with my daughter. My one daughter lives here. My other daughter lives in Abington. My granddaughter's here. I'm gonna try and get the phone. I don't know what we're doing Friday night. I'm gonna probably get watching on my phone. So I'll be watching either way.
you go.
All right, guys. Best of luck. Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Rest of your night.
You're welcome. All right, that was great, Lou. But you know it's
Yeah.
not great. You know it's not great.
Absolutely.
Francisco Lindor singles in the bottom of the third. Brett Beatty scores. Juan Soto singles in the bottom of the third. Hayden Singer scores. Pete Alonso singles in the bottom of the third. Francisco Lindor scores.
Not a good start.
Not a very good start. Let's see what the details are. The Phillies have a mighty one hit. And here's the other thing about this damn team. I don't know that they do their homework. I said this before. It's a new pitcher. They haven't faced this guy. And I said he's gonna strike out like 20 guys, and they're not gonna get any hits. It'll be a no. I predicted this no hitter through 5. Okay, it's a one hitter in the 4th inning, and they have one freaking hit. It's absolutely insane. Let me see what this pitcher has. He's only got 33 pitches. 33 pitches through 3. It's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, so he's only got 3 strikeouts. Big deal.
You're going to get there. You're going to get there, Mitch. Don't worry.
Team is just driving me batty. He doesn't even have his picture as the pitcher. See where the pitcher is?
Yeah,
Over there. Can you see it?
I
There's
can.
no picture because they don't know who he is. He just came up. Drive me nuts. Well, nobody's here. I'm not putting the damn game on. I don't need to be frustrated. It was a great show.
Yes,
I'm
it
happy
was.
about it. And I'm looking forward to next week. What do we got next week, Lou? You're here, right?
We're here.
All right, let me tell you who we got. Next week, September the 3rd, we're going to get Garnet Valley on again. And I'm going to try and get here we go. Just FYI. Alan Creda, author, wrote a book about Ken Morrow.
Okay.
All right. 1980 Miracle on Ice. He's going to come on in September. The book comes out at that point. Rob Maraska on the 17th. And I'm working on the 3rd again. A guy named, who did I talk to? Jim Leake wrote a book about Ron Luciano.
Oh, nice.
The Big Loosh, I think it's called, because that's what he was called. So I got him on the line. He just emailed me back while we were on to talk about, I guess, coming on. So looking at that, maybe a couple other possibilities, but that's what we're looking for the next week.
Sounds good.
All righty.
All right, Mitch.
All right. What's your name? Yeah, Lou. Lou, you have a. I get all flustered with this stuff going on. Oh boy.
Hey, the Phillies and Tigers are playing each other next year, the weekend before the All-Star break. So plan it.
Hey, Phillies and
Right.
the Twins at the Field of Dreams game next year.
Oh, nice.
I'm doing this. I'm calling Major League Baseball to find out how one can volunteer for that.
Well, there you go.
Because there's no way I can afford tickets.
Yeah.
And I also want to volunteer at the All-Star game. For Fan Fest, maybe. I'll see. I'm going to see if I can get that done.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. All right, Lou. We'll see you next week. The
All right.
day before the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys.
Week from tomorrow.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Beans.
Yeah.
All right, sir.
All right.
We're ready to go.
Let's do it. All right. Hey, thanks everybody for welcoming us into your homes, on your computers, however you watched us around the world here on the Extravaganza with Captain Lou and Mitch. For my tag team partner, Mitch Bernstein, yours truly, Captain Lou, saying keep your heads up, keep your sticks down, keep your feet moving, and as always, keep your minds open. So long, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Take care. See you next week.